Where's your hustle? So, hi everyone, my name is Kirn, and I want to talk to you about identity. Clearly, I'm an Asian person, if you haven't guessed that by now. But historically, when conquerors came to a new land, they would try to erase the identity of the conquered people by killing their leaders and their educated, destroying repositories of knowledge, like when the Spaniards came to North America and destroyed countless repositories of Incan and Mayan knowledge. Who knows what knowledge was lost, you know? And so, but one aspect of identity that was very hard to eliminate was diet. Because diet consists of whatever food resources are available locally. And people coming from Spain, you can't force a Mediterranean diet upon a local population. So as much work that was done to destroy a local identity, you couldn't really destroy their food identity. And so coming into prison, I lost my identity, become a number in the system. But one way that I tried to retain some sense of self was through food. Because you think about it, whenever cultural foods retain so much, define so many people, whenever you travel to somewhere, you always say, man, I want to try the food there. When you think back to your childhood, you know, going to grandma's house, you remember the smells coming in, and it brings you comfort. It reminds you, it brings you some sense of home. So, but being an Asian prison, we make up a very small percentage of the population. So, you know, you look at the foods that are available, that's not Asian, you know, this isn't Asian, this isn't Asian. Okay, that's Asian, but that's about it. You know, we get this and maybe soy sauce, and some prisons offer you sriracha sauce. But you try to make do with what you have. And so I thought about what could I make to remind me of home. Being Korean, you know, making Korean barbecue, but I also thought about kimchi. Those of you who don't know, kimchi is fermented Korean vegetables. It comes in many forms, napa cabbage, cucumber, radish, you know, but you can't find these Korean vegetables or cucumbers and napa cabbage in prison. So what did you use? What's available? At the end of every dinner service, there would be a lot of salad mix left over. So I hustled with the kitchen worker. I said, hey man, put some salad aside for me, and at the end of dinner, if you guys have some left over, let me buy it off of you. So I would go and try to hustle up, go to the store and say, hey, you got some salad for me?
2 soups.
My credit good?
Your credit's always good.
All right, good, thanks man. So that's how I would get my salad mix to get ready to make my kimchi. Threw it in a garbage bag. Didn't have fermentation kits in prison, so we made do with what we had. And standard kimchi ingredients, you know, you got your salt, you got garlic powder, you got chili powder. I don't have any. No, I can't ask Bruce because he's going to double tax me because I already own it. Hey, JP, you got some chili powder?
I got you, bro.
All right, thanks, man. So, crushed chili powder. Standard spice staples, you know, which were available in the commissary. You take it, mix it up, and you let it sit. Depending on the season, you know, you let it ferment for 2 days to a week. Sometimes it would ferment very quickly if it's warm. In wintertime, not so quickly. You know, and because it's fermenting, it would give off a strong smell. And there's a lot of fermenting going on in prison, you know, but usually it's wine, and the guards would come around and they would see this bag cooking and they could see it fizzing, and they're like, oh, this guy's fermenting, and they would take it. You know, it's like, dude, it's garlic. You think that's wine, seriously? And so it would be rare that I would be able to actually enjoy the product of my work. But one day, a guard who was ex-military stationed in Korea came through. You know, this was back before K-pop and Korean dramas were popular, so no one knew what Korean food was, you know. But one guard came through, ex-military, stationed in Korea, and he knew exactly what this was. He's all like, dude, that smells good. And so he told the other guards, they left me alone, you know. But man, the smell. For those of you who've been to a Korean restaurant, when kimchi gets put on the table, you know exactly what it is. But can you imagine how strong the smell is when you're talking 2 or 3 gallons worth? You know, it would stink up the tier. And then Asians would go like, man, that's good, let me get some. And everyone else would be like, what the hell is that smell? Good God! You know, but eventually they knew what it was, and you know, I would give some out. You know, it became my hustle. You know, you want to try some, it's free the first time, but eventually, you know, when they said, hey, that's good, you get some more? All right, man, come on, pay up. But people liked it, and I constantly had customers.
Crab noodles on tamales, bro?
Dude, it goes good on everything.
It smells bomb.
Yeah,
Look at that.